from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station, New Era, NETT Radio.
Making it sweet for the world to shake, shake, shake. And show how two hands can be really great. But you're not giving me no attention, no love and affection, just a in wonderland. I cannot take this Mickey Mouse affair. So sweet love, I am begging you to share. And as long as I get it, I'm happy, happy, be happy. As long as I get it, I'm happy, 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 happy. Don't mind how you give me, I'm happy, happy, be happy. Don't mind how you give me, I'm happy, 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 happy.
Rise up. It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
And I think that's a beautiful way to start your day. Is everybody happy? Is everybody front centered and present? Well, it's good to see that you're here and you're here very early. So you know what? I am happy for that. So good morning, everybody, wherever you may be. Trinidad, Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who stream all around the world. We welcome everybody to New Era TT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. We take you above and beyond.
So long you promise to take me to the limit.
A beautiful, blessed morning to everybody. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, all that we do, let it be a blessing on to you. People, you got up here in the land of the living. There are things to be celebrated for that. Today is a Thursday as we head into the weekend. It's a throwback Thursday.
As long as I get it,
And we are glad to be here with you. Happy am I? If you're wondering who am I? Sir Charles, that is me.
don't mind how you give.
And together with the team, yes, NETT Radio, going all the way. We welcome everybody. This is your Get Up and Go. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Morocco's Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, 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 good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Oh, I was double checking there, Sir Charles, to see whether my mic was on. Because,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
I'm famous for my cough.
Well, the good thing about it is that when these things happen, you know, you double and triple check, so you get to know now.
Yeah, understand. So I was just double checking there. But good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet, and welcome to the Breakfast Show this morning. And this is what, Thursday, the 14th of August, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And of course, the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. Can you believe it? We are at the weekend again already. So welcome, and of course, a special good morning to my co-hosts, Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning, guys.
Morning,
Good morning,
morning.
Richard. Good morning, Wendell.
Morning to Charles, morning Richard, morning Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners all over the globe. Again, forgive my nasality. Is that a word? But my nasal sound. Yeah. You know? Yes, good morning, everybody.
Yeah. What's happening in everybody's part of the world, so to speak? You know,
Well, on my side, it's just cool, you know. Well, actually, it's kind of humid this morning, I find. Last night, I found it was kind of warm on this side, you know. But it had a time during the night, I started to hear something. I said, hey, like it's raining, but it was the garbage truck.
Garbage truck.
You can then I hear this shh. I say, hey, rain, garbage truck.
Yeah, I think they were actually spraying, doing insect vector spraying in Port of Spain today. So I think I was hearing that sound a while ago. Because I am in Port of Spain, so that's what that transition is what caused my delay, you know. But I think they're doing some spraying because you kind of almost smelling it too in the air.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you always smell it.
And that doesn't agree with me all the time, you know. Well, it doesn't agree with me at any time, you know. But it's a good thing I'm kind of in the back, so I'm not getting a full blast of it, you know. But you're smelling it in the air, so I suspect that they are. Anyway, I see that Pan on the Avenue has been moved from the Saturday to the Sunday. It's now actually Independence Day on Sunday 31st. They're having it on the Independence Day itself. So, and of course, the Monday is a public holiday. The Pan on the Avenue was set for August 30th, but it's moved to August 31st. So for those pan lovers out there who may not be aware, it's moved to the actual Independence Day. So I don't know how that's gonna tie in with the normal fireworks and so on, because Pan on the Avenue starts, I think, like 6-7 p.m. or something. So fireworks is 8 o'clock. So I don't know if they're going to delay the start of the Pan on the Avenue to accommodate the fireworks and then everybody. Because it happened one year. There was a year that Pan on the Avenue was actually Independence Day. And it was, I think, delayed because the whole crowd of people ended up down the avenue after, you know. So, but that year was a huge turnout with Pan on the Avenue. And so I expect that is also going to happen this year, you know. Pan lovers don't lapse, you know. Yeah. But I just have a couple birthday greetings before you get into the good news, Richard. What are my birthday greetings for today? Oh, one of our ardent listeners, Gerard Darlington. Today is his birthday. And Adrian Lyons. Those are the two birthdays I have for today, August 14th. And Golden Lee Bruce, former media colleague. I haven't seen or heard from her in a long, long time. I think she had migrated, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, I think she and Michael, her husband, had migrated. Because he was also a member of the media too. He was a photographer. Michael Bruce, you know. So I think they would have migrated. So happy birthday to those celebrating birthdays today. All right.
Yep. But we can get into our good news segment, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah.
So we are back, of course, after our good news there. So that was World Pan Day, August 11, and it was in Times Square, New York City. It seemed like a lot of fun.
Well,
Sounded really good.
it must be. You just witnessed and you just heard the breakfast show, and of course the listeners at large and viewers at large, the best steel pan orchestra in the world. That's what you just heard there.
In Wendell's opinion.
Wendell's? You want to do a poll?
Oh, I just said in your opinion.
You can do a poll.
Some Exodus people listening, I'm sure, will say,
Yes,
really?
I'm sure there's supposed people listening. Well, I know for sure there are Renegades people listening.
Yeah.
It have Silver Stars people listening. It have Panberry people listening. It have Tropical Angel people listening. It have all kind of people listening. But I guarantee you that in the majority, you're going to have All Stars people. I'm guaranteeing you that. I'm willing to stake my next salary on it.
Yeah, that's so big.
It could be a weird song.
All Stars is by far the best band in the world. You know, by far. By far.
They have a type of sound, a tone, you know, that it can't
That
be
siren that they let off every now and then too. That siren is infectious, you know. If you've ever been in All Stars, like in a pan parade, like down, like say Point Fortin Borough Day or Panelli Avenue, when that siren goes off, it kind of it's almost
it's
I don't know, it's almost
we hear.
It's like a spiritual connection to the people around, you know, and you know people know All Stars because of that siren, you know. Because sometimes you look all the way down the road and you're trying to figure out what band coming up the road. Once you hear the siren, you know very well it's All Stars, you know. Because they're the only band who uses that. You understand? But it does something to the people. It does something to their music. It does something to the players. I don't know what it is, but it just has that it's like he's starting to go crazy.
Yeah.
But crazy in a nice way, in a good way. Lord, All Stars need to start paying me some money. Oh gosh.
But that was all good news, you know, celebrating Steel Pan. And of course, in no lesser place than New York City, Times Square, if you please. And lots of Trinidadians, well, lots of the Caribbean diaspora, I'm sure would have been there and enjoying it. If they weren't visiting, those who were living there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's just infectious. See, man, it's so very infectious. You know, if you've never heard it live, and I suppose for some of our listeners or viewers, they may not have ever experienced it live. It's you know, it's something to experience.
Yes.
You know, it's really what Wendell says is almost it's almost like a spiritual connection in a kind of way.
Yeah.
Because it really does move you. You know, especially if it's a band you're following and a band you like, which is another level.
Yes.
There's another layer about whoever you're supporting when you go into Panorama and stuff like that. But it is very infectious, and you can't help but move. And the music is infectious. You know,
There's no better music than pan music.
so it gives you that. So that's our good news for today. So now let's get into an nitty-gritty of stuff. And so I suppose we could start off by filling out our
The folks on the chat.
the quotes from the chat,
All right.
and then from there start delving into some
Yeah,
stuff.
the rises.
A little break, yeah.
Yeah. Suzanne Jessup took back over the number one spot. Morning, Suzanne. She sends her prayers from Suzanne, Suzette, and Miss Gemma. Boy B. Daisy from Dave says good morning. Brennan Smith from Goodwood in Tobago. Marcia Rock from Orlando, Florida. Wendy Ann and Frank James says good morning. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. Donna Ramlo Chan says good morning. Margaret Thomas, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. Ava Smith also says good morning. Anthony Tinto from Ontario, Canada. Marlon Motley from North Valsayn.
Morning, Marlon.
Doreen Pear from Gastonia, North Carolina. Carol Guevara from Shagwana. Cheryl Johnson from Malabar. Michael Cadet. Ozzy Molino. Diana Hamill. Kathy Ann Charles from Cascade. Norris Ferguson from Buena Vista. Robert Taylor from Fernandina Beach. Bernadette and Alicia Yates. Rena Boodoo Jennings from Pity Valley. Wayne Ramsey from Fort Lauderdale. Apollinaris says good morning. James Kamau. Victor Thongs. Mrs. R. Slick Money Grip. CJ.
Morning, Mrs. R.
Also says do have a fantastic day. She's sharing love.
Morning, CJ.
Oliver Manwaring, Mrs. Iris, okay, these are greetings between the others. Okay, Diane Payne, Helen Prescott says good morning. Julia Batiste, okay, Ron DeSantis Jr. says Virginia is for lovers. Guys, my brother will be laid to rest today. That's Diane Payne. So again, once again, our condolences and may he rest in peace. Last year was the same day? No. On Independence Day? No. I don't think so, Mary Grant. I'm not sure. I think I would have remembered that. Michael Robinson says good morning from Yokohama, Japan. He did
say Michael.
Michael, I'll go through your message a little later, right? You did send me a message somehow this morning. Pan on the Avenue with fireworks going Savannah simultaneously. Now, I remember that year. Grand Rising, folks. DC police is now under full federal control. I showed up at Home Depot and arrested undocumented folks. Well, I don't know how Home Depot and Lowe's and them so gonna make out now. Odell guys, sweet pan. Chris Sousa is saying Desperados. Yeah, they run a close second and third sometimes. Yep, the best steel band in the world, celebrating 90 years. I'm an All-Stars fan, so says Rena Boodoo Jennings and Slick Money Grip. Carol Guevara says, fantastic good news segment. Anne-Marie Watson says, good morning to the breakfast show. Blessed day. Carol, you didn't ask this the other day. All-Stars may have the best arranger. He's able to work the middle pans to the max. Ron DeSantis, yes, Catelli All-Stars, that's where they started out. Who remembers where Catelli, what Catelli was about and where they were? You remember that, Richard?
Catelli, when they a food thing, when they like macaroni and stuff.
Yeah, like they used to can goods. It was a can thing. And they were on Wrightson Road. Wasn't that where National Flour Mills is now, I think?
Yeah, I think Flour Mills or Scanners.
National Scanners is somewhere further up east.
Yeah.
But Catelli was somewhere on Wrightson Road, I think, if my memory serves me right. Anyway, somebody's going to send it to the chat.
I can't remember.
But they used to can goods, and you're right. It might have been macaroni or some sort of paste, tomato paste, I think, or some tomato or something. Yeah. Brenda Isaac says, "Morning, all the pan to take us home." Kazim Mohammed says, "Morning, proud of the pan." Lyndon Williams, have a blessed day. Arlene Joseph says, "A pleasant good morning to Richard, Raghubar Singh, Wendell, Stephen." You have to take off the S. And Sir Charles, he's Sir Charles Davis. Thanks, Arlene. Sankofa say Wendell never heard Exodus, but I did. And Exodus actually won Panorama last time, not so? They sounded very good. Yeah, they are the defending champions, if I'm not mistaken. I like Exodus too, because Exodus' main arranger has been Pelham Goddard for years, and he's been one of the best arrangers in the country. Carl M. Jack says, blessed morning to all. Anthony Atwell, greetings, Richard Wendell, and Sir Charles, keep up the good work. I enjoyed the interview yesterday with Bali. Well, we're going to have another interview from former Mayor of Arima this morning.
Left
Richard
hand,
Jeremiah.
right
Sorry?
Left hand, right hand.
Left and right hand. Get called out yesterday, so he coming on the show today. Good morning to all from Richard Jeremiah. Can Sankofa say congratulations to the new police officers who graduated yesterday? Oh, there was a new batch. All right. Yes, Catelli was near Flour Mills. That's what I remember, Ron DeSantis. Thanks for telling us. Arlene Joseph says, good morning to Richard Raghubar Singh. Okay, this is the same message. Oh, this is Robert's wife. Arlene Joseph is Robert Taylor's wife from
Yeah.
Philadelphia Beach. All right. Morning, Ali. Nice
Good
to have
morning,
you.
Arlene.
Nice to have you on the chat also. I hope you had a fantastic birthday the other day. Ambrose Blah from New York says good morning to the crew, and Chevron Shogun also says good morning. So Charles, over to you.
Okay, so let me scroll back a little bit here. All right. So good morning to Kent, Captain Ron, and his family out there in Ethiopia locked on in this afternoon. Archbishop Ashton Clark out there in Canada. Also to Nicole out there in Toronto, Canada. Joyce Phillips and Joyce granddaughter Tia is celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday to Tia from Granny Joyce. Patrick Billing, Mr. Billy, good morning to you and the Powder Magazine people. Mark, Mr. Beeps out there in Pity Valley. And good morning to Zena, who's still under the blanket, but up very early this morning. Carlin out there in Carenage, Linda out there in London. Everybody's locked on this morning. Thank you so much.
But I have a special greeting here from someone who sent me a message. She said, good afternoon and good morning. So you have an idea where that's coming from. I am Fifi, Captain Ron's wife. I am locked on in Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia. She said, my family and friends started listening to you guys since my husband told us about this radio station. You guys are a breath of fresh air in the afternoon over here on the other side of the world. Have a great day, gentlemen. So that's from Fifi, Captain Ron's wife out there in Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia.
Special good morning to you, Fifi.
Yes, good morning. And I promised, I told Captain Ron I definitely have to come to Ethiopia one day. He said, sure, come. He will make sure that my stay is an unforgettable one. So I'm going to take up that invitation one day. One day soon, hopefully. All right. So some other greetings from Kurt Hope from Nashville, Tennessee, and Valerie Mendoza out there in Orlando, Florida. Not from Dabadi this time. Orlando, Florida, having the time of her life. All right. So those are
you know what I wonder, Wendell? So when ICE goes to a place like Home Depot, let's assume you shopping in Home Depot all the time. And ICE, are they tackling you too?
As an I guess they could do they look and judge. They might look and say, aha, that person don't look like their people. I don't know. I guess they could tackle everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. So
it can't just be the workers they're going for.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Is it like they set up like a human roadblock and say, everybody pass through here and show your paper should prove you're an American citizen?
That's possible.
I don't know. America's become so strange.
Yeah.
America's become one of those kind of countries that you're reluctant to visit because
you worry.
It emanates unfriendliness. And you never thought America would be that?
Yes.
You never thought that it would become that. Weird, eh?
Yeah, well,
Very weird that it has become so uninviting and so scary a place.
Yeah, it is because you were already afraid of the serial shooters, the ones who would just come inside of a place and just shoot up people. They had enough episodes like that. And now
it has become very I think the rest of you never thought the United States would become like this.
Yeah.
You never thought that.
Yeah. That's why Canada and Europe Canada has been recently inviting to me. And Europe has always been
Europe has gone through all that it needed to go through for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Centuries and centuries of a kind of bacchanal.
Yeah.
So they're like, I suppose, in a state now where they really don't care in a kind of way about all of that. But Canada certainly has to be experiencing a bump in that people are opting to go to Canada rather than the United States.
Yes.
and also Europe.
Yeah.
Even
last time I was
England would have suffered. Well, England would have suffered a decline from us for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because
But
England,
it's strange enough. The last time I went to Canada, which was probably just a month ago, I was in the immigration line, and I was behind an American family, and I was surprised how much they delayed them and asking them. 'Cause I'm actually hearing the questions that they're asking them. You know, why are you here? Who are you visiting? If you have relatives here, how long you plan to stay? And I was surprised because it was a father and a woman and two children. And I was kind of taken aback by the amount of questions. And they were Caucasian people and being questioned by a Caucasian Canadian. And I was surprised at how much they were drilled, you know. But Americans are going to have it tough visiting anywhere too, because of how they've been treating people and because of the actions of their current government. You understand? Because I don't normally see that. Americans always get a free pass almost everywhere they go. You know? But that took me by surprise that day. But let's all hope all well, because I mean, traveling is my how I should put it, my addiction. I like to go anywhere. I've never had a problem going anywhere in this world. You understand? Whether it be Africa, Europe, Asia, America. I've never had an issue. And I hope it just doesn't start, you know. I really hope it. Let the people go about the place, come on, free and just enjoy, you know what I mean? Instead of all this stress.
All right, well, let's pay some bills and come back.
Yeah.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
San Fernando, get ready. The Roadie one-man show is coming to the Southland. Sunday the 17th of August at Sapa. Tickets available at all K-Squared locations. At Police by the Park, Southern Food Basket, Coffee Street and San Fernando. Sapa box office from the 14th of August and Island Eat tickets online. For more information and box office inquiries, call 682-0467 or 683-4843. This show is strictly 18 years and over. The Roadie one-man show is heading to the Southland.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Finally, a line of baking products that caters for the gluten-free, cholesterol-free, egg-free, and dairy-free person, enriched with sesame, flax meal, and chai seeds. Also try our line of seasonings and spices that are ideal for diabetic, kidney, heart, colon, and hypertensive persons. Perfect for the whole family. Healthy O, the healthier way to go. Find it in a supermarket near you.
You know how they say if you're caught in a rip current at Maracas Beach, you should swim parallel to the shore until you escape it? Well, here's what they don't tell you. Most people panic and forget which way is parallel when they are being dragged out to sea. Plus, those currents can pull you out faster than you can swim. And now you're exhausted, disoriented, and watching the beach get smaller and smaller. So that textbook survival plan, you're still getting pulled out, just more tired. But here's a better survival tip. Instead of taking your chances with unpredictable currents and escaping whatever might be lurking in those dark waters, escape to Naparima Bowl. Come see RSRR Productions' latest hit comedy, You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn, on Saturday the 6th September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 7th September at 6:30 p.m. You'll be laughing so hard you'll forget about any stress in your life. And we all have that. Because why risk getting pulled under when you can get pulled into the best comedy this side of the Caribbean Sea? Warning, may cause tears of laughter and the irresistible urge to bring family and friends next time.
Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Naparima Bowl we in South, September 6 and 7, no doubt. Benita, Leslie Ann will show how betrayal steal the show. Their promise and directing true. This Trinity for me and you.
All right, so we are back.
Yeah, I'm reading some interesting comments from Chris Toussaint and so on. And Lennox France also says, good morning, gentlemen. Have a good day. Home Depot does not depend on illegals from Baltimore. I think it's illegal, he meant. And Ron DeSantis Jr. said the last major national ICE operations like this were in the 1920s and 50s during the Cold War. You know? Yeah. What were you not expecting of Richard Carroll? Wasn't expecting that ad. Oh, that ad. Okay. You change your ad from on the King Cock on them? You change the ad or what?
I just played the ad right there.
No, I didn't see it. I wasn't looking. Sorry. My apologies. So that's why when I saw Carol's comment, I was wondering what you're talking about.
Oh.
Well, I'll see the ad, I guess, later.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. You ready to do newspapers? I actually have today's Express. So
okay, All right, well, the Express, I'll do the news today.
Yeah, I can start there. Today is Thursday, August 14th, and the headline reads, Cargo Crisis. Finance Minister blames former government for staffing, infrastructure failures amid mounting customs delays. Here we go again. And there's a picture of Finance Minister Devendranath Thakur. So we're going to get this for the next 5 years, and then for the 5 years after, we're going to get it again, and then for the next 5 years, that's what we're going to get. Blame. The Salcott shuts down from August 18 to 24. That story is on page 5. Inside, the slowest port in the region, so says Doma. Port City's global delays and cargo volume. Credit union confirms ransomware attack, personal data leaked, and that credit union is the Ventia Credit Union. So if you have an account there, know that your information has been leaked, according to this article. 4 suspects get $1.4 million bail. 2 others denied. That's accused of the Barpo crime spree. And what else is in the news? DUI motorists fined after fatal accident. Commissioner of Police urges safer driving after 5 killed on the road. And in the wraparound of today's Express, because they don't do sports in the back again, Penny slams Prime Minister on busing heads after 100 days. Something wrong. And there's a picture of Senator Faris Alwari, Senator Amory Brown, and Indar Parashram greeting Penelope Beckles at that community center in Pleasantville, San Fernando. All right? So those are some...
And Doma said the slowest port. They're talking about the Port of Port of Spain, is it?
Yes, the Port of Port of Spain.
We seem to be having a lot of problems in terms of businesses and their ability to get goods.
It's been happening a little while, eh?
Yeah, but it just seems to be... That whole process obviously is inefficient. And they need to consider, Wendell, that base level, that anything under 600 US and under just comes in.
Well, you've been
That's true.
saying that for years.
Just eliminate, you could say 600, you could say 1,000 US, just eliminate that.
Yeah.
So that it frees up customs to concentrate on the more important bulk goods coming in. You know, whatever figure you decide on, because the vast majority of people are bringing in small items. You don't have to have customs officer checking to see that you get a colorful shirt with some sparkles from Shein. I mean, really, you know.
You could not have said it better. You could not have said it better.
And determining how much you charge you for that. I mean, really, come on.
Yeah.
Get efficient. Be logical. Think. Anyway, the Newsday, front page, well, not front page, main stories in the Newsday. The Salcott is to shut down for maintenance next week. That's affecting people. I'm not too sure which areas that affects, but it affects.
North, I think it's
Northwest.
Northwest Trinidad. Yeah.
Parson appointed Trinidad and Tobago ambassador to the United Nations. Scrap iron dealers right top cup. I don't think I might mind an ambassadorship. You know.
Well, there you go. You put it out in the universe. Yeah.
Scrap iron dealers right top cup. And expert Venezuela no threat to ExxonMobil deal. Cabo Stars feelings cancelled on August 17th and 18th. And well, trade unionists, ExxonMobil, no Santa Claus. Human trafficking networks operating in North Trinidad, so says the CTU. At Hotelia, Tobago international tourist arrivals have dropped by 70%. That's huge.
Wow.
By 70%. Wow.
Yeah.
And Movie Town owner PM uncovered Invaders Bay. Sorry, I said Invaders Day. I feel like there's a movie. Invaders Bay conspiracy. And CPEP writes ex-board, come clean on $1.4 billion contract extension. Those are some of the main stories in the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday today. Over to you, Sir Charles, and the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian.
So in the Guardian today, PM sounds the alarm, urges citizens to invest in panic buttons amid deep-seated crime fears. Penny wants answers on regiment heads vacation recall. Padarat unfazed by threats over CPEP termination. CPEP targets 9 ex-board members over contract fiasco. Hackers attack venture credit union. So some people have to watch it. Ministry of Homeland Affairs after 100 days. Stakeholders divided on Alexander's early impact on crime landscape, and a Belmont man is held under SOE detention orders. Just some of the many stories in the Guardian.
You know what I don't understand? That is back and forth between the new CPEP board and the last CPEP board in terms of what happened or what decisions were taken, or whether this had cabinet approval, or whether it just seems like we intend to really just live with litigation now in Trinidad and Tobago. We just living in a courthouse now. Yeah? And in the meantime, thousands of people home facing, they face the breadline, facing school opening very soon. You know what I mean? And they're battling at the top there with this litigation over the whatever decision was made. It's crazy. Oh, Trinidad and Tobago, you disappoint me so much. I mean, so many people in Trinidad and Tobago disappoint me now. So many across the board. It's getting harder and harder to just exist in this space now.
It sounds like some of your personal life is seeping through into the radio.
No, well, my personal life always seeping through. I mean, I don't hide my personal life from you all. You know what I mean? It's getting harder and harder to deal with people and circumstances here in this country. No, it's getting harder. I mean, I had a staff meeting yesterday, and I told them, I said, I've almost lost my enthusiasm. I just don't feel, you know what I mean? And my personal situations don't help. You know what I mean? I have my own battles, you know, but you just don't feel enthusiastic about anything. I mean, outside of this radio, that yes, Norris, I don't get paid. I was just teasing earlier on. You know what I mean? But we do it for love. But even that sometimes feels like a burden, you know, sometimes because you had to keep up with the news. You had to get frustrated with all that's going on. You had to get okra with all the craziness that's taking place. You know what I mean? Because thousands of people now look forward to us in the morning. You know what I mean? And so it's sometimes it weighs you down. You know? It weighs you down. But say what? We sold you on. We can open the lines, I guess, and take some calls. Somebody said, what's with our obsession with people from Arima? No, we don't have an obsession. It's just that we're covering, it's kind of twin in terms of what's happening in Arima 1 and what's happening in the business world. But Alira Mirage is 84 years old with a wealth of experience. So he would have been one of the people that we could have spoken to with Tyrus. And we're going to speak to our former Mayor of Arima today too, who is also a businessman of note. You know, we're going to also speak to him too about things Arima. Nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm.
So our lines are now open, so we can take some of your calls. 281-1315. 281-1315. There it is on the screen for you. 281-1315. So you can call us, WhatsApp call us, or direct call us, and we take your calls. This is your opportunity to interact with the breakfast show. And again, Sir Charles impatient in the background.
Yes.
Which means a call is on the line.
He take a call already, though.
The caller is there already.
They're making these songs.
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard Wendell.
Good morning, Zina.
What is that, Sir Charles, a noise? Like all that song far away in the distance, and like it's singing like an old tractor passing through there. Bubbling in my ear. Anyhow,
I don't know what it is, but we're hearing you very clear.
I want to say that I really enjoy that new ad, and I love the talk. Who that is? You had that head made especially for that because you the head.
I don't reveal theater secrets.
And me?
He does not reveal theater secrets.
I don't reveal theater secrets, especially when it comes to cockhead.
But it's really nice, you know. It is very interesting. Really, what the cockhead is well done.
What was interesting? The ad on the cockhead.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing you on the line though. So
okay.
Sure.
All right, then you go ahead.
Okay, bye. Later morning, everybody you locked on.
All right, take care.
I came.
What was the problem there, Sir Charles? What was
I'm not too sure. I'm trying to work it out. Mr. Patrick.
Strongy must be making a certain noise, you know, and that's what she's hearing.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. All right, Mr.
Hello,
Patrick.
good morning, Mr. Patrick.
So, we have another caller there. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning to you, caller.
Yes.
Caller, like Tinto.
You're calling from where? Where are you calling from?
It sounded like Manish or Tinto. Someone of them.
Yeah. Caller, where are you calling?
This is Manish.
Oh, it's Manish, yes. Sounded.
Go ahead, Manish.
Good morning to everyone on the panel.
Good morning.
Listeners, as always, I'm happy to lock on every night for you guys in the morning. And to see, we have the World Steel Pan Day, you know, last Tuesday there, and all over the world we celebrating the World Steel Pan Day, and to see the government of Trinidad and Tobago send one panist to represent Trinidad and Tobago. I find it's, you know what I mean, I don't like that at all. The nickel and dime the whole situation, you know what I mean? They send one guy, you know, we have plenty bands in Japan, so to send one guy here to represent Trinidad, I don't like that, man. I find we could do better. You understand?
So that's the video you sent for me, Manish.
Pardon?
Is that the video you sent for me?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? We don't mind the Moko Drumbi and the African drum and the Tassa and the Indian dancing and things. We don't mind that, you know, but you have one pan. Come on, you understand? Talk to the government there, Wendell. Come on, man. You gotta talk to the government.
Yeah. All right. Well, you talking to them live here on
right
radio.
now.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks much. All the best.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, okay.
But they could simply just engage you because you out there and you have a group that you play pan with. They just have to engage you. They don't have to send anybody out there. Engage you to do whatever they need to do to represent the country.
And it will be very much cheaper.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Patrick, good morning to you.
Yeah. Morning, Sir Charles. Morning, Wendell. Morning, Richard Agobasing. Morning, Trinidad.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Patrick, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What you and those guys do on a morning, early morning, 2, 3 in the morning, walking the side of the road and cleaning and so on? How is that different? Is that permanent or that temporary? Or are you supposed to leave that after a while and find something else to do, like what you say the CPEP supposed to be doing? Is that permanent or temporary?
Since yesterday, that.
Yeah, because every morning I'm seeing all you're doing the same thing CPEP doing, but guess what? All you're permanent. All you're secured.
Well, I don't beat you by wrong box, boy.
You had a what? Beat him by Rumbox or meet him by Rumbox?
They will meet him.
I will beat him. I will meet him.
Yeah. So when you meet him by Rumbox, all you will have that discussion.
Yeah, we got to discuss that. But you got to run some cool things, eh?
Because all you're there from 2 in the morning till about 4 or 5. 2-3 hours of work. While you're ponging CPEP.
Anyway, Mr. Patrick, what did you call for this morning?
Right now, I'm talking in school.
Go ahead.
I'm talking in school. I see America open up the school for the school term today. So all them American citizens, their friends and family, welcome to the new school term. But you know, I have some friends in Trinidad and Tobago. School term is supposed to open just now. Results from CXC, I think, coming out tomorrow. Right? And a lot of people questioning whether they get money to buy books. I went in Shan bookstore, it was the bookstore expensive order. Books very expensive.
Anytime I hear about book lists, Mr. Patrick, I get upset because we should not be having book lists. You should be books. I've been advocating for what? How many years now that all of those books should be online and or you get them from school. So parents shouldn't have to be burdened every term about getting books. That's ridiculous in 2025.
And what's going on with this? Workers and them on the breadline. Hey, a lot of workers on the breadline, not only CPEP and URP and first, plenty people are working in Trinidad and Tobago right now because things very slow in the construction field to Wendell.
Yes, true.
So people questioning the extra week they get them. They don't have the money to buy books and food for the 2 weeks before school open. Oh yeah. How you going?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Patrick.
No problem, Mr. Patrick. Mr. Billy, good morning to you. Right, Mr. Billy?
Hello, good morning. Are you hearing me?
We are hearing you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thanks for taking my call. I want to make 2 points. One is that I want to acknowledge today the CPL start, the Caribbean and Premier League start today. So I have to make some adjustment this afternoon to make sure and look at the Premier League. When they have a CPL start today, boy?
Yes, from 7 o'clock tonight, TV6.
And then another kind of bit sad news is that death of that 6-year-old boy, that 6-year-old child. We went in just with a little dry cough and things. And, today he ended up in a box, I think the health sector had to do better than that. And I mean, things will happen, we know that, but it's so hard for that parent, those 2 parents, people there who, the child. And I am saying it wrenched my heart for them because somebody who have young, now grandchildren, I can imagine the pain and agony they are going through. And my heart goes to them. I say condolences to the parents of this child. I would like to be in their situation. But the health sector have to do better. They have to do better. Because, I mean, it's hard to know that you just went in. I mean, a normal walking, talking and thing, and bam, this just happened with the IV that was put in his hand, and this reaction, and he's now dead. So it's really something I want to highlight on this very station that is being worldwide, all in Florida, they hear yours. So I just wanted to say that. CPL, when the CPL is evening, boy, all the best. Take care, hotel.
Okay, no problem, Mr. Billy there. And of course, for you persons that love the cricket, you'll be having a good time with the CPL. But a very serious point that you have raised there, Mr. Billy, and that has to do with the death of the child and the healthcare system. Here we are at it again. Caller, morning to you.
Morning, gentlemen. How you guys going today?
Hey, Captain.
Morning, Captain.
Charles, I just wanted to correct you. I'm back in Orlando now.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're back. You're back home.
When you read my greeting this morning, you said I'm still in Ethiopia. No, I got in last night.
Okay, so
yeah. You sound interested.
I want to. Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I want to, and to everyone who's listening, I want to jump in and piggyback on that gentleman who just called there, and I agree. I really feel that to heart because I have two sons, and I remember when they were that age, and I, something needs to be done, and the only way it has to start by litigation. Litigation. When you want things to change, you have to take them to court. A handsome, beautiful little child just like that just got killed because of negligence, and somebody in government needs to do something. Kamala needs to stop abusing the other side and put her energy in fighting these different agencies, especially the medical agency. She needs to stop putting attention on that and stop calling the opposition leaders evil. This is something we develop in Trinidad. It seems like when you're in power, you call the opposition all kinds of crazy names. The opposition. She was in opposition. Nobody called her evil, as I know, as I remember. But they need to do something. Something has to happen. They can't just let this thing slide under the carpet like that. That something has to be done. All right, gentlemen. This is how we get it changed. Have a good one.
Take care. All right, Captain Ron. Take care. Yeah, our style of politics, I have no hope for it that it'll change anytime soon. I have no hope. Honestly, I don't. Because even if you look at our opposition now and they get back in power, it can be the same thing. I have no hope. I'm sorry to be sounding so people, but that's how I feel.
Okay, poll time. I see a poll is up.
Richard has been most optimistic in terms of this country, and I mean for years. But I don't know, Richard. I think I'm starting to accept certain things now.
No, you just need a testosterone shot.
A rude boy.
Yeah, as you get older, your testosterone drops.
I don't think mine has dropped anyway.
It dropped because it's just science and evolution.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you.
It dropped.
I do agree with
you. You need to go and get a shot and build it back up.
If you go by Dr. Raj, he'll tell you what to eat and
I just feel I can advise Dr. Raj.
As men get older, their testosterone levels drop. It's just part of it. And
I'm not one of them.
You are one of them. Because you're exhibiting all of the symptoms. I'm fed up with the country. I'm fed up with your friends. I'm fed up with everybody. Yeah, that's part of testosterone dropping. So you are a poster child right now. You are a poster child.
Fed up of people.
Right, that's part of testosterone dropping.
No,
so you're a poster child right now. Yeah, you are a poster child right now. Look him. Testosterone drop. Look him.
Anyway, let's do a poll. Our poll has to do with the Exxon Mobil deal that was signed and where Trinidad. Do you think Trinidad and Tobago will get a financial windfall from the Exxon Mobil deal? right? Of course, a lot of people are weighing in on it. A lot of experts, energy experts, have been weighing in on it. And we'll probably try to get them early next week to also tell us what it means for Trinidad and Tobago. It's a deal that was started 6 months ago. It was finally signed off by the current Prime Minister and the ExxonMobil directors. So do you expect us to get a financial windfall from that? That's our poll. When you're ready for votes, Richard, just say...
I'm always ready.
All right, well, we only have one vote so far. Anthony Atwell has voted yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Keep the votes coming, people. Marlon Motley, yes. We have 30 seconds before we go break for the news. And then when we come back, we will continue to count your votes. All right? So we just have those 3 so far, right, Richard?
Yeah.
And then when we come back, we'll do the rest, right?
All right, great.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says Trinidad and Tobago is a safer place today, citing a 34% drop in homicides during her government's first 100 days. Speaking at the UNC Monday Night Report in Cuba, she credited the decline to major reforms, splitting the National Security Ministry into Homeland Security, Defense, and Justice, appointing a substantive police commissioner, and absorbing over 1,000 new personnel into the police and fire services. She defended the recent state of emergency, calling it a scalpel, not a sledgehammer, a targeted, time-bound measure to disrupt organized violence. 38 preventative detention orders were issued, which she says stopped violent crimes before they happened. Persad-Bissessar dismissed critics who claimed citizens' rights were being trampled, insisting law-abiding people have nothing to fear. She warned the fight against crime will be tough, but said her government is determined to see it through. Also, the Prime Minister says she's shocked by a report showing Trinidad and Tobago imported $9 billion worth of kerosene, fuel once produced at the Petrotrin refinery. Speaking at a UNC meeting in Cuba, she said it made no sense to sell crude oil and then buy back refined products like kerosene and jet fuel with US dollars. Persad-Bissessar is calling for the refinery's phased reopening to create jobs, earn foreign exchange, and secure the nation's fuel supply. She also announced talks with the IFC, World Bank, and IDB, seeking up to $5 billion for roads, water, hospitals, schools, and climate projects. For the first time since 2003, ExxonMobil is returning to Trinidad and Tobago, which she says will bring more jobs and lower fuel costs. Persad-Bissessar says in 100 days, her government has begun putting the economy back in gear with discipline, transparency, and a plan that puts families first. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara is standing by his officers following growing public concern over the rising number of police killings, now at 47 for the year, with 10 recorded since the start of the state of emergency on July 18th. Speaking on TV6's Morning Edition, Commissioner Guevara stressed that officers are often confronted with life-threatening situations, pointing to recent social media videos showing armed suspects attacking unarmed civilians. He said criminals choose to arm themselves illegally, and when they fire at police, officers have the right to defend themselves under the law and the force's use of force policy. Guevara added that it is traumatic for any officer to be shot at or to return fire, but he will back them 100% when their actions are lawful and necessary to protect lives. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says U.S. energy giant ExxonMobil could spend between U.S. $16.4 billion and U.S. $21.7 billion developing ultra-deepwater blocks in Tante's territorial waters, 190 miles off Trinidad's east coast. Speaking at a UNC meeting, Persad-Bissessar previewed the signing of the production sharing contract, which took place yesterday at the Diplomatic Center in St. Anne's. ExxonMobil will conduct 3D seismic surveys over 7,000 square kilometers and drill 2 exploration wells. With initial spending of $42.5 million, the Prime Minister said the project could create more jobs, strengthen foreign exchange, and provide more reliable fuel and power for households and businesses. ExxonMobil officials praised TNT's mature oil and gas industry and said their experience in Guyana positions them well for ultra-deepwater exploration here, though success is not guaranteed. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal added that undiscovered reserves in TNT could reach 5 billion barrels, with the ultra-deepwater area offering the greatest potential. The sister of a missing Point Fortin woman is pleading for DNA results she believes will confirm that a body found 2 years ago is her sibling. 40-year-old Keelizanda Grant says her sister, 43-year-old Averzon Miller, a mother of 6, vanished in July 2023. A week later, a decomposed body was discovered on a Chatham beach. Grant says a gap in the teeth matched her sister's, but they've been waiting ever since for official confirmation. DNA samples from their father and Grant's son were taken, but 2 years on, there's still no word from police or the Forensic Science Center. Grant says the lack of closure is agony for the family and believes Miller is still lying in the mortuary. She's calling on authorities to end the silence and give her sister a proper rest. Police say they're now seeking an update to share with the family. Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association President Reginald McLean says international tourist arrivals to the island have plunged by 70%, from over 90,000 visitors in the 80s and 90s to just 24,500 last year. Speaking at an event in Lowlands, McLean called for urgent, coordinated action between the association, government, the THA, and business stakeholders to rebuild the sector. He says tourism is the fastest way to boost foreign exchange, but accommodation must meet international standards. The association is pushing for greater investment, marketing, and infrastructure upgrades, as well as stronger links between tourism and agriculture, including farm-to-table dining for visitors. McLean says Tobago now has a chance to rebuild after the pandemic, but warned that real progress will only come if the entire island commits to making tourism work. Finally, in international news, European leaders say they are cautiously optimistic after speaking with former U.S. President Donald Trump ahead of his summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. Trump reportedly told the Europeans his goal is a ceasefire in Ukraine, and that any territorial issues must involve Ukrainian President Zelensky. Leaders from the UK, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, and Poland, as well as EU and NATO chiefs, joined the call. European officials stressed Kyiv must be at the table in any deal, warning against conceding territory to Russia. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said, real progress was made on security guarantees to protect Ukraine long-term. Meanwhile, Russia's summer offensive continues in Donetsk, with Zelensky urging more international pressure on Moscow. Trump acknowledged the challenge, saying even face-to-face talks may not immediately stop attacks on civilians. The Alaska summit is being closely watched as a potential, though uncertain, step toward ending the war. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio. NETT Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Hey, party, crash the party, rock the party. When last you fed till morning. Oh, oh, long time. When last you party, party, and one more party. Oh, oh, long time.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
And of course, yes, you are listening to the NETT Radio Breakfast Show right here on NewEraTTRadio.com. Remember, you can listen to us all day, every day. Public holidays included, right? NewEraTTRadio.com, New Era TT Radio. So you can get us on Alexa and, of course, all of your Google devices. And, of course, to all the folks that are listening to us on M&E TV. We'd like you to go across to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. We're trying to up some numbers in between there. Check out our TikTok page. Follow it so we can start to do some streaming in that area also. And of course, your next engagement on the YouTube channel for all you folks who are on the social media, Facebook and YouTube. Your next engagement will be this afternoon at 4 p.m. just after the 4 o'clock news, for the drive time exchange with Andy Johnson, who is in today. All right, great discussions are happening in the afternoon also. Right, so let's pay some bills before we get back to the poll.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
San Fernando, get ready. The Roadie One-Man Show is coming to the Southland. Sunday the 17th of August at Sapa. Tickets available at all K-Squared locations. At Police by the Park, Southern Food Basket, Coffee Street and San Fernando. Sapa box office from the 14th of August and Island Eat tickets online. For more information and box office inquiries, call 682-0467 or 683-4843. This show is strictly 18 years and over. The Roadie One-Man Show is heading to the Southland.
Finally, a line of baking products that caters for the gluten-free, cholesterol-free, egg-free, and dairy-free person, enriched with sesame, flax meal, and chai seeds. Also try our line of seasonings and spices that are ideal for diabetic, kidney, heart, colon, and hypertensive persons. Perfect for the whole family. Healthy O, the healthier way to go. Find it in a supermarket near you.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box. turn on my mic there. So, of course, we're back. And, of course, this is the second hour of the breakfast show. And we're jumping straight into the poll this morning. And this is the poll. Do you think Trinidad and Tobago will get a financial windfall from the ExxonMobil deal? That's our poll this morning. Do you think Trinidad and Tobago will get a financial windfall from the ExxonMobil deal? Of course, it has been negotiated between the two governments, I would want to say. This government is signing off on it, but I think the negotiation started in the last administration. So do you think the Trinidad and Tobago will get a financial windfall from the ExxonMobil deal? That's our poll this morning.
Richard, I'm going to start over because someone pointed out to me I may have missed. So I'm going to start over, right?
All right, cool.
All right. Joyce Phillip, no. Jason Samuel, yes. Anthony Atwell, yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Scorpion Pepper said hopefully. I don't know if that's hopefully yes or hopefully no. You had to vote proper, Scorpion.
I'll take that as a yes. I'm not debating.
You'll take it as a yes? Okay, no problem. You're the boss, sir.
I've adjudicated.
Yeah. Kenwin Henry says yes. Claire Lendo Rollins, yes. Ron DeSantis, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Kazim Mohammed, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Margaret Thomas, yes. Cheryl Henry says yes. Yes, she's on holiday. Amanda is having some issues just like me. I don't know if it's I gave her the call or she gave me the call. Ava Smith says yes. Michael Oliver says yes. Julia Batiste says yes. Magic says yes. David McCarthy says absolutely not. And Truth Set You Free. Was that? Please inform the authorities of the lights that is covered by the shrubbery bus route in Joseph Police Station. You cannot see it. Okay. All right. Plenty of those things. So that's, I don't know if Sir Charles have any.
Yeah, of course we have a few here. All right. So, right. Patrick Billy says yes. Afria in Borneo says yes. Norris Ferguson didn't vote. Judith in Tobago, Mount St. George, said yes. Joseph Clement, yes, but in about 5 years. Captain Ron says yes, and Mrs. Ron says yes.
All
And
right.
that's it.
All right. Yeah, and I have one more vote. Michael Cadet saying yes. So you could count and crumple there.
Yeah. I see Jeffrey done licking around in the background there with the basket.
I hear Jeffrey.
So anyway, our poll this morning was: do you think Trinidad and Tobago will get a financial windfall from the ExxonMobil deal? We had 30 people voting on the poll this morning, and of the 30 people, 28 of you said yes, and 2 of you said no. I don't know if I missed some no's, but I got at least.
No, I don't. I only have David McCarthy and one other person saying no.
So I have the 2 no's. And
Yes.
you didn't give any no's, right, Sir Charles?
No.
Okay. So do you think Trinidad and Tobago will get a financial windfall from the ExxonMobil deal? 30 people voting, 28 of you said yes, 2 of you said no. So that's it for our poll this morning for ExxonMobil. I can see this poll was sponsored by ExxonMobil, but MPS.
Yeah. I think we have to ensure that we start our poll on time because our numbers are dropping for the poll because we starting too close to 7 a.m.
So 28 said yes, 2 said no.
Yeah. All right. Of course, we are expecting former Mayor of Arima, George Hadid, businessman also in Arima, to join us. Is he there, Richard?
Yes, he is. So let me just introduce.
Oh, he's there. Okay.
Yes, he is waiting. So we go to our Let's Talk segment.
Yeah.
All right, there he is. Good morning, Mayor. I always call former mayors Mayor. So good morning, Mayor Hadid.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Richard. And good morning, Arima and Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, and Sir Charles is also looking.
Oh, good morning, Sir Charles.
Yes.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. D. Thanks for joining us on the breakfast show this morning.
My pleasure.
We didn't even know that you were a fan of the best show on radio. Now we know. It's like this breakfast show, you know. But of course, we would have called you in your capacity of as former Mayor of Arima in what's been happening in Arima, because we've been talking things Arima lately, and of course, as a businessman in the Arima area, well, all over Trinidad and Tobago, concerning the tariffs and so on in terms. So I don't know which one you want to tackle first.
Your choice.
Yeah,
Let's go with Arima. Arima first. Always first.
Yeah. Let's talk about Arima, because you know I think for a lot of Arimians there has been a long-standing dissatisfaction that Arima is not moving ahead as rapidly as a lot of the burgesses of Arima would like. In terms of decisions being made about the city center, how it looks, you know, what facilities are available. I mean, I know that we are supposed to be a smart city, but I think for a large degree, Arimans don't know what that means. Beyond free broadband, they don't know what that means. And I don't even know if it's still working. I haven't checked. I don't know. So there are a lot of things and decisions made about Arima that Arimians seem very they're disappointed. They're disappointed in Arima celebrations. They're disappointed in the city center. It gets dark at night. Some light poles are not working. Nobody seems interested in getting them. I've reported them, at least on this show. And I mean, it just seems like, you know, like there's general inattention being paid. What's your take? What's your view of Arima?
Well, it's very interesting that you brought up the lighting in Arima, because one of the things that, apart from the non-working street lights, in my tenure as mayor, and we did light up Arima for the Christmas season, and we installed a lot of poles with lights at the top of them that could have been used not only for Christmas, but also during the year to keep the town center, you know, I mean, I say bright in the night. And for some reason or the other, you know, these, I think it was a year or two ago, all the lights were removed from these poles. And just let me say, the lighting up of Arima was paid for by the businessmen, the majority of businessmen in Arima, right? You know, I don't know if, I'm sure Richard and Wendell, you all could remember, it was in 2014 that, you know, Arima was lit up for Christmas. We were the talk of the country. People from all over would come Arima just to see the way how the town center was decorated for Christmas. And, you know, I mean to say, and these poles were installed, they are still there, but no lights at the top of it. They removed all the lights, and I think they took it down to what was named the Holly Promenade, and installed the lights on the poles that are there. They repaired those poles using the lights from the town center.
I mean, I cannot disagree with you at all. There was a point where Arima was absolutely beautifully decorated for Christmas.
Yes.
And with those poles, because you had rope lights around the poles.
Exactly.
And you had the globes on top.
And the globes were removed and taken down. Yeah.
And I don't know why. You're right. I don't know what the hell went on. I'm like, why did they remove those lights?
That's a question I've asked, and I've never gotten any answers. Right?
But you raise, Mr. Hadid, you raise the issue of business people supporting, of course, during your tenure as mayor. I would imagine that may have continued even after you, because you've gone out of office more than 10 years now, right?
Yes, yes.
But what is happening because you're a businessman in Arima? When we spoke to Mayor Baliram Maraj, he was saying he's not getting the support of the businesses in Arima. You got that impression that he's not getting that support, and that he himself is funding a lot of what's happening in Arima. How do you respond to that?
He is funding a lot of what's happening in Arima.
I think he said he spent up to $1 million thus far. That's so, Richard.
But he said he was
well,
funding. He was funding in terms of the operation of his office.
Okay. Well, that was. He said
first of all, the office since I believe since he became mayor, the mayor's office has been on his property, right? First of all, on Woodford Street, not Woodford Street, St. Joseph Street, and I believe now in Ridgewood Plaza. So if he said he's funding his office, in terms of the rental, I don't know if the corporation, the administration is paying him a rent for his property, or if he is doing it, using his property. I don't know if, funding, if that's what he means by funding. But $1 million in funding an office, that seems pretty. I can't believe, say coffee and toilet paper could cost so much money. Right.
It just occurred to me, Mr. Hadid, sorry to interrupt you. And I don't know why I missed this yesterday. It just occurred to me based on what you said. That's maybe where he came up with that figure from. Because if the office of the mayor is in fact in his building, maybe he is calculating that this is the rent that he's actually saving the office, the government in terms of rent for the office of the mayor. I guess that it just occurred to me that that's probably what he meant. So if in fact he is not collecting rent, that's how he meant by him funding. Okay. It now makes sense to me.
Yeah, maybe more than likely. As far as support from business people in Arima, I never had that problem because let's put it this way: you must have some business people in Arima must respect and trust you, and it's not an easy job. Let me just say, I'm being mayor of Arima. People jump to want to be mayor of Arima for fame and glory and all these things. When local government, the mayor has all the responsibilities but no authority. Everything, so it's not an easy job. And if you want to take it for fame and glory, well then, I'm not really trying to improve Arima. You're starting behind the black ball immediately. The mayor said that, he's not getting the support of the business people.
But he said he asked 200 businesses and only 10 came.
Well, what goes around comes around. Because I told you about businesses supporting the lighting up of Arima, right? Let's just say you probably should have asked him if he supported that, if he contributed to that. And, so I'm sure the answer would be no. And I know he called my name yesterday, and I'll tell you this. When he came to me, when he became mayor and he came to me for contributions, I told him, Mr. Maraj, Your Worship, I have no problem in contributing, right? In fact, what I would do, I will contribute 10 times what you contributed during my tenure in office. 10 times. He said, "You serious?" I said, "Yes." He said, "How much I contribute?" I said, "0." So 10 times 0 is 0.
Oh gosh. All right.
So you can't expect people to contribute to business people in Arima to contribute when you yourself don't contribute. And you being one of the largest companies in Arima, right? I got extra foods to sponsor the arch, the welcome arch that is coming into Arima, right? I got extra foods to sponsor that. You know, the idea of the clock was mine, so I contributed the clock on the arch, right? And I got extra foods to sponsor everything else. You know, the entire construction, installation, everything for that welcome arch that has now been reinstalled.
Yeah, it has been. But what do you think accounts for the kind of, because you see Chaguanas zooming ahead now? I get it. Chaguanas has the largest urban population in the country, the biggest group of people in the country. So it's even larger than the Port of Spain and San Fernando. So I get it that they would be moving ahead because they have so many businesses and activity going on. But Arima, even things like Juve in Arima has died. The Arima celebrations this week are in no comparison to what takes place in Point Fortin, even though we are much older. And it just seems that there's a general decline. And Arima has been, at least me growing up here as a child, has always been very community focused. Has always been that you supported what happens in Arima. The closest I've seen to that, George, was of that old Arima coming back was about 2 years ago. There was a kind of Christmas festival in front of the Santa Rosa RC Church where they had pastels and schools singing parang, and a lot of Arimians came on. That park was packed with people.
Yes.
And it captured that old Arima vibe. They haven't done it since, but it captured that. That was the closest I've seen for many years of that.
Yeah, you know, Arima, I think a lot of decisions has been taken in terms of Carnival and Borough Day, that in the past years, you see, when you have something good and you try too much to make changes to it, and your changes end up more or less crashing it, it's very difficult to revive. To try to revive Arima Carnival, Arima Borough Day, you know, it would take a long time. You have to sell it and wait for it to develop. And one of the things that happens is that when you have a mayor coming in for 3 years and he started to try to build back, because Carnival and Borough Day got killed years ago. Even before, you know what I mean? Say, I think as much maybe as 20 years ago, you had the decline of Carnival and Borough Day. And, you know, you was not getting the support of Arimians, right? So to try to build it back, and when you start, you have, you know, I mean to say, they come and they make the different changes, so it stops the progress. It's going to take a long time if Arima Carnival and Borough Day is to come back to the what it used to be. Right?
But Mr. Hadid, I listened yesterday to the mayor, Mayor Maharaj, and he seems to have a lot of good ideas. So but I asked the question: is it that the council then is not supporting these ideas? And what do you think accounts for it? Or is it that the administration, the executive arm, the administrative arm that is not giving the support to the mayor to ensure that these things happen?
Well, I don't know the reason why a lot of his ideas he has not been able to implement it. You know, as I said, being mayor is not an easy thing. It's not, you have to be innovative. You have to, first of all, you have to get your administration to buy into your ideas so that you can get their support, right? A lot of mayors and councils, they go into an administration and the first month or two, all they want to do is fight with the administration, right? The administration are the ones that you depend on to guide you in implementing a lot of your ideas. So, so if you go in there and you want to fight with them, I don't believe you will get their support. Now, I'm not saying that is what is happening now, right? But I've seen that happen already.
Yeah. Is it that the council too may be considered a weak council? Because I can't remember if during your tenure that it was a full PNM, but I think it's a full PNM council now.
Yeah. It's a full basically it's a full PNM council. I think it's just one alderman, one opposition alderman. I think all the councillors are PNM. I don't know what is stifling the implementation of his ideas, but nothing has been happening in Arima.
Well, we know
Arima,
that. We live there.
I haven't seen, anything done in Arima for the past couple of years,
Yeah.
And we're just losing everything, when we have carnival now, you have no pan competition, no calypso competition, nothing at all. Borough Day now, Juve has gone, no military parade, fireworks. We don't know if we would or we would not have it, and you just can't, I had struggles when I came in as mayor. My allocation for Carnival and Borough Day, was cut by 70% from the previous year when they had a People's Partnership local government council, but I had to deal with it. But I still had in fact, I believe I probably my last year as mayor was the last time they probably had a what we call Arima Panorama, right, for Carnival. Since then, I don't think they have had any. But let's face it, local government needs reforming.
Local government reform is a hoax, Mr. Hadid.
Well, yes, it was. I have to say it's a hoax. I have to say that. But whether or not it's a hoax or not, I don't believe we can continue local government in the present form. We need to do something about local government. It's ineffective.
Yep. That's I can't disagree with that at all. I've been saying it for the longest while.
Yes.
And I don't know when it's going to fix, and I don't have any hope that it will fix.
Right. I really, the last administration, the effort they put into it, I really thought that something would have been done. I didn't agree with all the things that they brought up in the, to be reformed, but at least it was a start. And at least, if we had continued with that reform and implemented, we could have tweaked as we went along to the necessary changes that was needed to make it effective. But as it is now, local government is ineffective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What about the issue of the tariffs? We wanted to touch on that too.
Well, I am yet to see how the tariffs will affect us. Remember, the tariffs, these are for goods that we are exporting to the United States.
Yeah.
Right? Which is going to now there's a tariff being put on it. I'm surprised that the tariff was 10% when it was first announced, and now under the present administration, it has gone to 15%. I don't know why. Everyone else, the tariffs are decreasing, while Trinidad and Tobago might be the only country that the tariffs has been increased from what was previously announced. But nevertheless, it's not going to affect us in the sense that goods coming into Trinidad going to be more expensive. It is goods that we are exporting to the United States would now incur a tariff. What we have to look at is our competition and whether or not they also goods from other countries, similar goods that we are exporting. If it is that they also have been charged a tariff, right? Then we would be still on a competitive field with everyone else. It is just that people in the United States will have to pay more for the product.
Yeah. So it could actually work in your favor if the other country that you're competing against has a
higher tariffs. Yes, in fact, it could work in your favor.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But that's what we have to see. That's what you have to find out now, is that the countries that are competing with the products that we export in, if they have gotten similar tariffs or higher tariffs or no tariffs. Because if they get no tariffs, then it means to say that we may or have outpriced ourselves.
Yeah. All right.
But it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, because the current administration in the United States, it might be 15% today, 20% tomorrow. Just go back to 10%. It's anybody's guess where it eventually lands. In terms of
that's it. You could get up tomorrow morning and find out it's 30%.
You just don't know what's going to happen. Does that call, you think, for? Do you think it calls for some sort of negotiation?
Oh yes, listen to me. The president of the United States is a businessman. Business is about negotiated, right? So what it calls for, it's for our government to now sit with the people from the United States and negotiate, right? And that's where your negotiation skills comes in.
Yeah. All right. Mayor Hadid, thank you so much for joining
thanks so much for the conversation this morning. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Shedding some light on some of these issues. And of course, your views on the tariff. All right?
Yes, no problem. And did you get any coffee and toilet paper? $1 million in coffee and toilet paper is... Richard, you got any?
You're being mischievous, Mr. Hadid.
Behave yourself.
Okay, folks, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Of course, that was former Mayor of Arima, George Hadid. We actually used to play cricket together, whenever he and former Mayor Elvin Edwards, and we used to have the Balize crew. And George and I used to open baton.
Don't call me name.
So you've been involved in middle-age cricket for a while.
I've been involved in middle-age cricket. Listen, when I first started playing cricket as a young fella, it's mostly elderly men, older men I used to be playing with. I used to be playing on the same team with them. You know, I was a young boy. So so what? That was the story of
you was the star? And you was the star?
I was the opening batsman. I was always an open batsman, you know what I mean?
In middle-age cricket, you always look for a star,
I think I could be considered a star.
Oh, Lord, hey! So, Charles, you walk straight into that.
Ask Gary Ajay them. Gary wouldn't go into a match without me,
I thought Gary was the star batsman.
Gary's a real good batsman, though, Gary could well play cricket, you see him there. But we used to save the side.
You see what you call Sir Charles? I know we can take some calls as we head up to the 8 a.m. hour. Of course, we just spoke to George Hadid, who's a former mayor of Arima. You know, I have been confused, Wendell, as to why they removed those lights from those poles. Because you drive down, the poles are still there.
Yes,
the lights are gone, and I'm like, and I brought it up when we had that conversation with what seemed to be the council. I said, I don't know where the lights are gone, and people kind of looked away and look left and look right. But what the hell happened?
You know what happened, Richard? They probably must be treated like the North Stand. They feel like they can take it down and put it up whenever they're ready.
No, they were up for a while, Sir Charles. Yeah. Because at various points they used to be lit, and the lights are various colors. So you'd meet green, orange, yellow, whatever, the different colors. And when they did it for Christmas, they had Christmas lights wrapped around the poles, and Arima looked absolutely beautiful. I mean, it gave the atmosphere of Christmas as you walked down the Arima Center. Even if you drove down the Arima City Center streets, it was just, I mean, really nicely lit for Christmas.
So that
happened like a couple of years. And like they just couldn't sustain it. But I know one of the problems, because my ears been on the ground, and I get feedback because they know I will talk about it. And one of the grounds was they get some lady to keep the lights, and they keep the lights, and they didn't pay the lady, and the lady said no. The lights pay again because all they didn't pay me for keeping no lights. Then they put the lights in some room, then somebody steal part of the lights up. You talk about pala. You talk about old time pala kind of.
Yes.
Excuses about what went on, who thief what light, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah. All of that came back to me. Yeah. And it was, and I remember growing up as a child, it was so important that Arima be lit up because, of course, Arima is also very Catholic. I mean, there are endless Catholics in Arima.
And as you mentioned that, remind me to ask you something about that. But we have a caller there. So, caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning,
Hello?
gentlemen.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, Lincoln.
Did the former mayor, without saying it, without even making any sarcastic remark, say that the present mayor is telling, and I'm trying to be politically
Lincoln, you're looking
correct
for
and
bacchanal.
nice.
You're looking for bacchanal.
Is telling untruths
About what?
about
Because he didn't say the mayor is telling untruths. I didn't pick up that.
Yeah, I think.
But what are you referring to, Lincoln?
Well, if he is saying that the former mayor, every present mayor is saying that he spent $1 million on rent, and the present mayor is saying, well, the office is in your building, so I don't understand how you spend $1 million.
That's the part though I don't understand.
Right?
I guess we could only get clarification from the mayor now, because we didn't press that yesterday when he said that he had spent so much money. But it's only now that we are.
They didn't have that information, so they didn't know the questions to ask.
Yeah, very true.
So I guess in the next interview with the present mayor, you had to ask him to clarify what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But also, the former mayor is saying that the present mayor didn't support him and probably other mayors in their tenure. So that is why he's not getting the support this time. But he didn't say that when the former present mayor was interviewed. He just talked about he not getting support from business people. Right?
Yeah.
Well, nobody will come and say I didn't support them. That's why they supported me.
Yeah, he ain't gonna say that. But,
He ain't gonna say that.
but clearly, Arima is a place divided.
But the business community can have their troubles because
we are on our way about.
Well, thanks very much, Lincoln.
And as I say, when you become a mayor of a town, anyway, Port of Spain, whatever, you have, if you don't get the support of not just the people but the businesses in the area, you're gonna have a hard time. Mayor Murchison Brown was very good at that. He got a lot of support from business, and because of his character, Mayor Murchison Brown was probably one of the most easygoing individuals, or probably is one of the most easygoing individuals you'll find. So he got a lot of support from business people. when Mayor Leeson came in, of course, it got very combative between him and the business people because there was a closing down of bars and all manner of bacchanal during that time, and business people don't like those kind of confrontations. You understand? So it depends on you as the mayor, what your character is like in terms of how you engage with people. That's how you become a successful mayor. That's
because it's about negotiation with them, ultimately.
Yes.
It's ultimately about that. And a lot of times mayors of Arima have been businessmen.
Yeah.
So you had Gaston Youssef and you've had George Hadid and they've had their own issues. And then you've had
Eustace Nancis is also a businessman in
right,
Arima.
he was also a mayor.
Yes.
And then you also, well, of course, you have Barry Ramaraj now.
You had Adrian Cabrales and Lisa Morris.
Morris Julian.
And the Casimir guy who just held on for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well,
So
maybe
Arimans, I think Arimans, first of all, if Arimans ain't know you, that's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a mayor of Arima and Arimans don't know who you are, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because they expect the mayor to be from the community. And so that's a problem because Arima can be very genre and very
no, not they could be, they are very.
It can be very territorial about those sorts.
Yes.
And we have a caller there, guys. Good morning, Gola.
Yes, hello again.
Good morning.
Yes, Patrick.
I live in Arima for years. Yes, I work Arima for years. And the biggest problem was in Arima, it was the mayor and the MP and them always in fight.
That is a fact too, Mr. Patrick. That is a fact.
And sometimes we're looking at the mayor, but if the MP and them don't like you and again you're funding and things, and you go to the community, you get pressure. A lot of people don't know that. If the MP and you in war, you understand? Like for instance, the velodrome. These are lives for people to train and things, and the mayor want to keep the life of people train, but the MP is shut off the light. Mm-hmm. Now, this lady who died recently, God rest his soul, what's her name?
Lisa Morris.
They get the lady pressure in Arima. They give that lady real pressure in Arima. Businessmen come against her, man. But people ain't going to talk about them thing. The mayor can do nothing by his own self in Arima. The mayor working hand in hand with the MP. You understand? And that's what's going on out there. No.
Yeah, but they both have separate roles.
Why would they have that kind of parliamentary when you have a full PNM council with a PNM MP?
Mayor,
but you have a PNM mayor and a
PNM councillor and a constituency mayor and a PNM councillor.
Part of it is ego, Richard.
Okay.
Part of it is
political war.
A lot of it is steeped in ego. Who does more for Arima?
Yes.
So the MP wants that title because they want to be re-elected, and they consider that where they are more important.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor now is saying, well, I need to do stuff, but if I'm doing stuff and building it up as the mayor, and if I'm talking too much and I'm too much in the limelight, the MP starts to feel, well, you're taking the limelight from Arima, and rather than Arima being synonymous with me, it's now getting synonymous with you, so I have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Richard, I was saying the 15% tariff. Me and a guy that talked here, he's a accountant. He said people have to understand that 15% because if I had to pay 15% more because I buy your goods, you know what I said? He said, what are you trying to tell you to drop your price? Well, you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
You're talking about the importer.
If you selling me something and I had to pay the taxation of 15 to 20%, and Mr. Hadid, most of the countries in the Caribbean, small Caribbean, all of them get 15%, except Guyana. Right? Here going on. He said, them trying to tell you as a businessman, drop your price by 15%. So, Mr. Hadid said something a while back there. He said, we overprice ourselves. That's what I'm telling you?
Well, it depends on the market. Yeah, it depends on the market and what the market is. What will happen is Americans really are going to feel the brunt of it directly. Because if you have tariffs across countries across the planet, it means a lot of the imported stuff into the United States will all naturally go up by varying degrees. So it means the American consumer is going to get the brunt of all of those things now going up, even though prices globally have been going up for everybody.
Yeah.
We see it all the time when we go in the groceries. You can see things jump in price, and you could go one day and it's $55. You go a month from now and all of a sudden it's 73, and you're like, what? Where that $20 come from?
We have a caller there, guys. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I really called to engage Wendell.
Sure.
Now, Wendell has been saying that local government reform is a hoax. Now, I understand to some extent, even though we haven't had a debate on it, what he's saying, but something that the last mayor said sort of embodied my opinion on legislation generally and changes, in that he mentioned the fact that while everything might not have been perfect with it, there were some things that could have been implemented and you could always tweak and go along. And that's the only how we will have any change in some forms of legislation in the country. There's a pattern generally, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, because you see, the thing is, even when you have very good legislation, there might be little minor errors that I need to correct. So you will have to go back and make amendments. But something like local government, particularly in our context, requires a real involvement of not only whoever is in power, but who is in opposition also. And I talking as somebody who would look at the administration over the years, and I would call him Namram Gulam, because that's the last time we had any kind of meaningful kind of change, and even that and all of us kind of, to me, cosmetic, because you need to give the council more authority. I talking from an administrative standpoint, and sometimes, as I tell people, I say, sometimes I find these politicians have to beg the administration in some instances. I'm not talking about any particular councillor. I'm talking about generally across the landscape of infrastructure in Trinidad and Tobago, and it shouldn't be so. So we need to start to move it in a direction where one thing I like is moving away from, you see, the part-time councillor, because I can imagine if I was a councillor and had my normal job to see about, and still had to see about that district.
Yeah. President Song, thanks so much for your input.
But most councillors have a job, It depends on you, the individual, whether you want to work or you don't want to work, or you're just there for the position and the stipend, or you're really there to serve the people. You have to make up your mind. And a lot of times we have people now just there for the position. They're not interested in serving the people. Like face it, they want the chain and they want the name and so on, but they're not interested in serving people. That's what's been going on.
All right, well, let's go to the 8 o'clock news and we will be back.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Besessar says Trinidad and Tobago is a safer place today, citing a 34% drop in homicides during her government's first 100 days. Speaking at the UNC Monday Night Report in Cuba, she credited the decline to major reforms, splitting the National Security Ministry into Homeland Security, Defense, and Justice, appointing a substantive police commissioner, and absorbing over 1,000 new personnel into the police and fire services. She defended the recent state of emergency, calling it a scalpel, not a sledgehammer, a targeted, time-bound measure to disrupt organized violence. 38 preventative detention orders were issued, which she says stopped violent crimes before they happened. Prasad Besessar dismissed critics who claimed citizens' rights were being trampled, insisting law-abiding people have nothing to fear. She warned the fight against crime will be tough, but said her government is determined to see it through. Also, the Prime Minister says she's shocked by a report showing Trinidad and Tobago imported $9 billion worth of kerosene, fuel once produced at the Petrotrin refinery. Speaking at a UNC meeting in Cuba, she said it made no sense to sell crude oil and then buy back refined products like kerosene and jet fuel with US dollars. Prasad Bisesar is calling for the refinery's phased reopening to create jobs, earn foreign exchange, and secure the nation's fuel supply. She also announced talks with the IFC, World Bank, and IDB, seeking up to $5 billion for roads, water, hospitals, schools, and climate projects. For the first time since 2003, ExxonMobil is returning to Trinidad and Tobago, which she says will bring more jobs and lower fuel costs. Prasad Bisesar says in 100 days, her government has begun putting the economy back in gear with discipline, transparency, and a plan that puts families first. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara is standing by his officers following growing public concern over the rising number of police killings, now at 47 for the year, with 10 recorded since the start of the state of emergency on July 18th. Speaking on TV6's Morning Edition, Commissioner Guevara stressed that officers are often confronted with life-threatening situations, pointing to recent social media videos showing armed suspects attacking unarmed civilians. He said criminals choose to arm themselves illegally, and when they fire at police, officers have the right to defend themselves under the law and the force's use of force policy. Guevara added that it is traumatic for any officer to be shot at or to return fire, but he will back them 100% when their actions are lawful and necessary to protect lives. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesar says U.S. energy giant ExxonMobil could spend between U.S. $16.4 billion and U.S. $21.7 billion developing ultra-deepwater blocks in Tante's territorial waters, 190 miles off Trinidad's east coast. Speaking at a UNC meeting, Prasad Bisesar previewed the signing of the production sharing contract, which took place yesterday at the Diplomatic Center in St. Anne's. ExxonMobil will conduct 3D seismic surveys over 7,000 square kilometers and drill 2 exploration wells. With initial spending of $42.5 million, the Prime Minister said the project could create more jobs, strengthen foreign exchange, and provide more reliable fuel and power for households and businesses. ExxonMobil officials praised Tante's mature oil and gas industry and said their experience in Guyana positions them well for ultra-deepwater exploration here, though success is not guaranteed. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal added that undiscovered reserves in Tante could reach 5 billion barrels, with the ultra-deepwater area offering the greatest potential. The sister of a missing Point Fortin woman is pleading for DNA results she believes will confirm that a body found 2 years ago is her sibling. 40-year-old Keelizanda Grant says her sister, 43-year-old Averzon Miller, a mother of 6, vanished in July 2023. A week later, a decomposed body was discovered on a Chatham beach. Grant says a gap in the teeth matched her sister's, but they've been waiting ever since for official confirmation. DNA samples from their father and Grant's son were taken, but 2 years on, there's still no word from police or the Forensic Science Center. Grant says the lack of closure is agony for the family and believes Miller is still lying in the mortuary. She's calling on authorities to end the silence and give her sister a proper rest. Police say they're now seeking an update to share with the family. Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association President Reginald McLean says international tourist arrivals to the island have plunged by 70%. From over 90,000 visitors in the 80s and 90s to just 24,500 last year. Speaking at an event in Lowlands, McLean called for urgent, coordinated action between the association, government, the THA, and business stakeholders to rebuild the sector. He says tourism is the fastest way to boost foreign exchange, but accommodation must meet international standards. The association is pushing for greater investment, marketing, and infrastructure upgrades, as well as stronger links between tourism and agriculture, including farm-to-table dining for visitors. Mac Clean says Tobago now has a chance to rebuild after the pandemic, but warned that real progress will only come if the entire island commits to making tourism work. Finally, in international news, European leaders say they are cautiously optimistic after speaking with former U.S. President Donald Trump ahead of his summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. Trump reportedly told the Europeans his goal is a ceasefire in Ukraine, and that any territorial issues must involve Ukrainian President Zelensky. Leaders from the UK, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, and Poland, as well as EU and NATO chiefs, joined the call. European officials stressed Kyiv must be at the table in any deal, warning against conceding territory to Russia. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said, real progress was made on security guarantees to protect Ukraine long-term. Meanwhile, Russia's summer offensive continues in Donetsk, with Zelensky urging more international pressure on Moscow. Trump acknowledged the challenge, saying even face-to-face talks may not immediately stop attacks on civilians. The Alaska summit is being closely watched as a potential, though uncertain, step toward ending the war. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Finally, a line of baking products that caters for the gluten-free, cholesterol-free, egg-free, and dairy-free person, enriched with sesame, flax meal, and chai seeds. Also try our line of seasonings and spices that are ideal for diabetic, kidney, heart, colon, and hypertensive persons. Perfect for the whole family. Healthy O, the healthier way to go. Find it in a supermarket near you.
You know how they say if you're caught in a rip current at Maracas Beach, you should swim parallel to the shore until you escape it? Well, here's what they don't tell you. Most people panic and forget which way is parallel when they are being dragged out to sea. Plus, those currents can pull you out faster than you can swim. And now you're exhausted, disoriented, and watching the beach get smaller and smaller. So that textbook survival plan, you're still getting pulled out, just more tired. But here's a better survival tip. Instead of taking your chances with unpredictable currents and escaping whatever might be lurking in those dark waters, escape to Naparima Bowl. Come see RSRR Productions' latest hit comedy, You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn, on Saturday the 6th September at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday 7 September at 6:30 p.m. You'll be laughing so hard you'll forget about any stress in your life. And we all have that. Because why risk getting pulled under when you can get pulled into the best comedy this side of the Caribbean Sea? Warning, may cause tears of laughter and the irresistible urge to bring family and friends next time.
Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future pride. So Maricala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Naparima Bowl we in South, September 6 and 7, no doubt. Benita, Leslie and will show how betrayal steal the show. Them promise and directing true. This Trinity for me and you.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Of course, we are back.
I'm seeing that brand of advertising trending now. Excellent. Clever, very clever a brand of advertising, Richard Ragubasi.
Oh, for the play.
Very clever. It draws you in and then it directs you to a place. I saw that at some restaurant did it very successfully. A guy was diving off of a building and he dove straight into the restaurant.
Oh.
yeah. I like that. Clever. But let me read this for you. It's coming from somebody with your sobriquet, Richie Boy. He said, the chain, the name, and the fame, and don't want to take the blame. That's the summary of the purpose of the mayor's office over the years. That's so lame. That's very clever. Whoever Richie Boy is, that's very clever. And Dean Allen, you are right. No city can develop by people using their personal resources. It's just not sustainable. You are absolutely right.
Unless, of course, you're Elon Musk.
Well, true, eh? But talk about Elon Musk. We ain't hear about him for a little while, eh?
If Elon Musk was Arabian, I'd say, you know what? Take a 10 million.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it Arima. 10 million US,
You know what to do? Make around the dial, do it cobblestones. Take off all that pitch and do cobblestones.
Remember gas and US yourself say you tried to do that.
Yeah,
and he said the administration and Arima said, no, why are you doing all that for? Why are you working so hard? Forget that.
Yeah, crazy. And then they put these planters that became bins.
Yeah. I remember telling one of the former mayors, and I remember saying, those same poles, why don't you all do like what you see in some of those European cities and American cities too, where they clip baskets of flowers.
Oh, Canada has that a lot.
Hanging flowers, yes, on either side, with two baskets on either side that's clamped to the pole. I said, why don't you do that? And have that. It'll beautify Arima and it will accent when you think for Christmas. That particular mayor told me you paying for it.
But you buy lights for Arima already.
I buy Christmas lights because I was so frustrated. I buy some boxes and I went in the tunnel and I'll say, hey, and she said, what that for? I said, that's the light up Arima. She said, where? I said, where have all the field to put it? And I walk out.
So is you that went and asked the lady what she do with the lights?
Me know that come back to me. It has come back to me, Mr. Charles. All the bacchanal that going on Arima has come back to me. People has come out and ring my doorbell and say, they say, I have something to tell you.
Yeah, when the next thing you see, they go and knock on the lady door, I want back my lights.
That come like Richard is Arima, what I am the Port of Spain. The Port of Spain bacchanal just come to me too, somebody show up and say, you in here so. You know so. I say, look, leave me alone now. I had my time. I'm done.
No.
But thanks for you wonderful people for joining the chat. Rena, DL chatted a lot this morning. Cheryl Henry, who started to talk about that tree in the Diego Martin River again. My God. Miss Henry, go down there and chop it on yourself there.
That's still there?
Yeah, apparently it's still there.
You know what years you're talking about that?
But it's true. Of course, Dean Allen, Richie Boy, Donna Ramlo Chan also to making some contributions during that chat. All right. So thanks very much for joining.
And this is when the show comes to an end, people. So have a fantastic day, whatever you do. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. And of course, the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight, because it is Thursday. Oh, glorious Thursday. It is Thursday. And tomorrow is your day where we speak to you on whatever is you. We kind of shut up and let you all talk. That's what tomorrow is about.
Yep. Thank you very much. So remember, one life, live it.
New Era TT Radio continues on the stream and on TuneIn. Keep with the programming. Have a fantastic day. This has been
The Breakfast Show.
Try that again with a little bit more energy. Pretend you get your testosterone.
Oh God, you know how I'm feeling today.
Pretend you get your testosterone shot. This has been
The Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes.